Hey, are you a guitar player who's bored with your playing? You're trying to get to the next level, but you're just struggling to get there? My name is Matt Friedland. I'm the founder of the 360 Music System. Appreciate you checking out this channel. In this video today, I want to share with you the big secret that'll keep your guitar playing new and fresh and exciting and help you break out of the stuck feeling of playing the guitar. Now, if you get value from this video, if you enjoy this, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss upcoming videos with future content. And please share this with a friend like this if this will help them as well. So I've been a guitar teacher for over 13 years. I've been playing music for about 20 or so. And when I get a new student coming to me, here are the challenges that I usually hear them express to me, and here's what I help them get out of. Now, let me know in the comments if these are similar to you. Some of these challenges are some of the similar things that you're experiencing, and or if you found solutions for these. But generally what I find is students come to me, they want to get better with the guitar, but they're all over the place with their practice routine is usually the first thing. Is they don't have a methodical structure, they don't have a method, they don't have a game plan, and they just bounce from thing to thing, and they end up getting frustrated with their playing. Maybe they're searching on YouTube for a bunch of videos and they're just kind of going from video to video. They're all over the place. And the next thing they know, they just wasted a lot of time and they didn't make any progress and they just feel frustrated. And they're looking for like a professional insight and approach that can help them move forward. This is very common. Now, thankfully, I've never really experienced this myself in terms of this feeling of being bored with the guitar. I consider myself very lucky because of this, and I'll explain why I've never really felt bored with my playing in the hopes that it helps you gain a new insight into what can move you forward with your own playing in new exciting areas. Now be sure to stay through this whole video because after I explain the mentality that you're going to need to be able to shift into new and exciting areas of your playing, I'm also going to show you later in this video some places where you can go to search to find these places that allow you to have new exciting opportunities. So make sure you stick around for that. So the biggest thing that I'll say that's helped me throughout my whole musical career, and I started playing when I was at the age of 18. And I was very lucky and fortunate because when I was 18, it was like my first year of college, and I had a friend who played acoustic guitar and he asked me to sing some tunes with him. He didn't know what I sounded like at all. He just wanted somebody to interact with musically. So I asked him to sing if he could learn a couple Pearl Jam tunes. And I sang with him and it was super fun and he complimented me on the singing and it was really great. Now, he had no idea what I sounded like. It could have been terrible, but he was willing to give it a shot to see if it would work out. And luckily it did for him and for me, because what that did at that point was we continued to work together in terms of him learning cover songs and I was just singing cover tunes and we would sing for friends and I was loving it. I just really dug it. And I wanted to continue to improve, so he helped me get started learning the bass guitar. I started meeting a lot of other people in the dorm who played. There was a lot of musical interaction. Joined my first band, meeting some other musicians. And I was just always able to connect with other musicians because it was just the right time. I was in college, you meet a lot of people, used to leave my dorm room open, playing my bass. People would check it out and say, hey, that's pretty cool. You know this tune? And bring their guitar, we jam out. And things grew from that massively. And I continued to do that throughout the course of my entire musical career. And I continue to do this because it's the most fun and rewarding thing. So the biggest thing that keeps things new and fresh and interesting for any musician, and what I believe that why I've never been bored with my own practice is because the key is you have to find other musicians to jam with. That's pretty much it. If you find other musicians to jam with, it's always going to give you something to look forward to. It's always going to give you a motivation. It's always going to give you an inspiration. And sure, when I first started doing it, like anybody who's new at anything, you're a little bit unsure. Like, what am I supposed to do? Well, how's this going to work? What if we don't know the same songs? What if I suck? And look, we all suck in the beginning. We got to start somewhere. But it's just having the courage to just put yourself out there and say, hey, I just want to jam. And you're going to learn so much just by being around other people and playing music with other people. So if you're not sure what to do in your practice time, one great way to get an insight into what you should do in your practice time is by thinking about what's going to happen if I have to play with other people and working on the skills that you need for that endeavor. Or when you get the opportunity to play with other people, the things that you're going to learn from that are going to be exponentially more than anything that you can learn from any one particular YouTube video on how to play a song or how to play a lick or any of that kind of stuff. Because when you think about what's going to happen with other people, when you're playing with other people and you learn something from that experience, that's a real musical situation. That's what real music is. So that gives you new ideas, and that's why I've never been bored with my playing. Every time I've got the chance to play with somebody, I learned something new and I said, that was pretty cool. This worked out really well. Maybe this didn't go so well, so maybe I need to practice X, Y, and Z. Hey, this person knew something that I didn't know. They wanted to play a song that I didn't know. Maybe I'll go and learn this song now. Maybe they were into jamming and they were jamming on this one concept, and I was like, that's new to me. Maybe I should go investigate that and work on that. So all those things come to light when you have the experience of playing with other people. So the big key is jamming with other people will change you from being bored with your playing and stuck in a rut. And most of the time I find when people who are stuck in a rut is because they're in this isolated bubble of playing. They're only thinking about themselves and in their practice room, and they're not interacting with anybody else. And that's the big missing link. And when you do that, it always keeps things new and interesting and exciting. Because when you have something to look forward to, when you have an event where you're going to play with other people, that's where the nerves kind of kick in, because you're like, uh-oh, here's this thing coming up. But if you really care about music and you really want to experience music on the most fulfilling level, playing with other people and preparing to play with other people is really the key that I think separates the players from the non-players. The players are the ones who play with other people. The non-players are the people that just kind of play by themselves. And unfortunately, you're always going to be stuck in a rut if you're just in that zone. So the thing is to get out into a new and exciting place. Look, it's a little uncomfortable. I've been there. I mean, I went to music school for 7 years. It was extremely uncomfortable because everything was new and I wasn't good at a lot of things in the beginning, but I was very dedicated to moving forward and getting to these new levels because I knew I had experiences before. Once you get there, it's the greatest. It's the greatest thing musically. So we have to get a little uncomfortable to get to these great experiences. And unfortunately, there's a lot of guitar players out there, and I don't want you to be one, that they never put themselves out there. They just never go for it. And they just always get stuck in a rut, and they're just searching for videos on how to play things or how to play songs or how to play licks. And it's just a hamster wheel. You're just never going to get anywhere. So this is the big thing. You have to find musicians to jam with. You don't have to join a full-time band. You don't have to be a professional. Those are great if you aspire to do those, but you got to get yourself out there if you're going to try and do those. You can't do it in your bedroom. So you could do it casually. You can just do a casual jam with just maybe if you have some friends, or there's some places online that you can find some people to jam with that I've used, I've met people, jammed with people, formed bands, and been great experiences. And it's something that you really need to do. You need to put yourself out there to find other musicians to jam with. It's a little bit scary in the beginning, but it's so much fun in the end. I mean, really just putting yourself out there and just getting a good experience is a great thing. Now, of course, there were some moments or times where I met people that maybe it didn't go so well, but I learned something from each experience, and that's what shaped me as a musician. So I highly encourage you to take that leap, to take that plunge, and to start searching for some other people just to jam with, and it'll make you grow so much as a musician. So in the next segment here, in the next part of this video, I want you to stick around so I can show you a few different places where you can find other musicians to jam with. And the last place I'm going to show you is the coolest one of all. I've been using it since the pandemic, where you can actually play musicians from the comfort of your home. So make sure you stick around for the very end of that clip. I'm sure it's going to be very interesting for you, and it's going to be very easy to find musicians to jam with that platform. So without further ado, let's check it out. Let's check out the first platform. All right, guys, so the first place that I would recommend trying to connect with some other musicians is Craigslist. Now, Craigslist has been around for a while, and I've actually met a number of musicians through Craigslist. In fact, when I moved out to Arizona in 2005, I actually connected with a group of guys, and I joined a band, and we were together for about a year, did a bunch of gigs, and it was a really great experience. And I found them through Craigslist. I found other bands through Craigslist. I've collaborated with other people on Craigslist, and it's a really great place that you can find people to connect with. So if you're new to Craigslist, it's basically a posting forum for various things, whether it's in the community or in services. You can post things for sale here, for jobs, and it's essentially all free for the most part. And so it's great for community in your local town or your city. And so I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I'm looking here at the community where you can find the musicians. So first thing is we can click on here and we'll see some posts of the musicians here. And I'll kind of walk you through maybe some things that you can look at here just to get familiar with it and try and find the right people that you're looking for. Now, first thing off the bat is you can kind of change the view here. You can kind of change it from list to like gallery, where you'll see like basically just pictures that people post. And that's actually probably a good way to look at it. I find that if you post a picture, if you're looking at something with a picture, you get a better sense of whether it's something you're going to want to look into or not. And so what I'll talk about in a minute or so is how you can post yourself on here if people are looking to find you. And I recommend putting a picture on here. And so we'll just kind of go through some of these just to get an idea. So you kind of look through here and you kind of get an idea of what some of these things are. I'm going to scroll through and see if there's anything that actually looks interesting. Let's take a look at this guy here. Anyone want to start an original rock band? Okay, let's check it out. We'll click on the image here. And we got a picture of a guy here. Looks like he's jamming out at home. He's got his bass there. He's got his rig, so you get an idea who it is. Looks like he's done some shows. Maybe this is his band here. Some more pics. This is actually pretty decent just to get an idea of who he is. Maybe for you, maybe not for you. And a little bit about themselves. So yeah, he says here, so yeah, hey, I'm a guitarist, want to start a band or whatever. I've been in a couple for long-term bands. They were cool. So like if this sounds like you, we will vibe or whatever, smokes weed. Okay, so you're getting an idea of what kind of person this is. If this is for you, that's great. To me, it just doesn't seem like it might be a good fit. It seems like, I think from a maturity standpoint as a musician, I'd be looking for somebody a little bit more mature, but you never know. For you, it might be something that you're looking for. And then from there, what you can do is you can just kind of reach out and you can contact them with the reply button here. So if you click on the reply, what that'll do is, I think you hit show email, and then you'll see their Craigslist email here, and you can copy that. It'll kind of take you to open up your Gmail or your mail here. Used to be a way, you can copy and paste this into your email here. Used to be a little bit more convenient way to do it, but you'd have to go into your email, copy, paste this link, and then you can email this person here and say, hey, yeah, I'm interested. I kind of like what you got going on. When can we meet up or something like that? For me personally, maybe not interested, but for you might be a different story. Let's see, acoustic rhythm section available. Let's check this out over here. So it looks like older group of guys, maybe more mature musicians, and so we got an upright bass player. It looks like a cajon player. Looks like got a few different basses here. So they're showing you kind of like, what instruments they play, giving an idea there of their whole vibe. And pretty brief here, it says seasoned acoustic bass player and cajon drummer available for classic rock and roll, blues or traditional country. Interested in experienced musicians who have dialed it back a little, and text the number here. So it gives you kind of a rough idea. I'm not sure what they're looking to do. It would be nice if they stated that, like, are they looking to gig? Is this a casual thing? It looks like they might be a little bit more experienced. And it kind of gives you an idea of what music they're into. So that might be a good fit, might not. Let's take a look at some more here. Got some recording studio stuff here. New metal cover band. Let's see, looking for creative musicians. Might be an interesting one here. Cool little studio setup, got a grand piano, got some cool gear here. Guy's name is Tony, keyboard player in Maricopa, looking for musicians who love writing their own music, instrumental or lyrical jams. Some more about them, the instruments, genres interested in. So this actually looks kind of interesting. It looks like, hey, let's do like a creative kind of jam thing, see what happens. The guy's obviously got some experience with music, and take a look at the studio here, and he's got a pretty cool setup. And it looks like a fun place to jam. And so, if you reach out to a guy like this, you can tell him some of your influences, probably set up a time to jam. And, looks like it might be a cool, fun experience. So that might be something interesting. So anyway, there's plenty of stuff that you can kind of sort through on Craigslist. You can even find working situations, all different kinds of stuff in terms of what kind of musical experience you're looking for. Personally, I prefer the ones with the pictures. So if I'm looking over here, this is pretty bland here. I don't really get a sense of what's going on. So I kind of have to dig a little bit deeper to find out, hey, is this a good fit? Now you can also post yourself, which is another way to find musicians. So you can go to create a posting. I'm gonna click on this here. And you kind of select your location. I'll just go with East Valley. And then it would be under the, I think here, let's see, service offer community. So I want to look under the community and then musicians. Go to the musicians here. And then you can title it, you know, let's say posting title. I'd say something like jazz guitarist available to play standards. Your title is actually maybe even say something like looking to jam on standards. So your title conveys a lot, right? That to me is what I'm saying is I play jazz guitar and I'm looking to just jam casually on jazz standards. I'm not looking to gig necessarily. If I wanted to, I'd say that. So I'm being very clear about this right here. And you could say what city you're in, your description about yourself in here. I suggest using a Craigslist email in here, and they recommend that as well. You can kind of show your address or the proximity where you are, relatively where you're located, so people have an idea of how far they might have to travel to see you or to meet up with you. So they have an idea where you're located at. And then you can kind of continue on, and you can upload pictures of yourself in the next in the next screen, and then your post will be live on Craigslist there. So anyway, yeah, I got to say that I've actually met a lot of musicians on Craigslist. I've joined bands from people on Craigslist. It's a little bit of a sorting out process, but it's actually been a pretty good experience, I think, you know, just meeting other musicians and getting experience playing with other people. So I think Craigslist is a great place to start, just to get your feet wet and experience jamming with some people. All right, let's check out the next one. Kind of like the level up from Craigslist is a site called BandMix. And this one is a little bit more organized, a little bit more, I think, professional looking. And it, again, is like kind of a way to find musicians, or it's a search here. So you could say, well, who are you looking for? You could say, you know, whether you're looking for a band or just all musicians or a specific instrument, and you could type in your zip code. So I'm going to type in, I don't know, 19037. It's not necessarily where I'm located at, but I'm just curious to see what pops up. And so there we have people's profile pictures, and that's much more common on BandMix. So when we click on some of these people in here, this is actually in New Jersey. So let's click on this guy, Anthony, over here, and you can upload some audio of your performance, maybe some reference tracks. This guy has not, but you could, and that's always good to give people an idea of what music you're into, what your deal is. Kind of seeking the musicians here, some info, it's kind of helpful. Also tells you like the level of commitment. This guy is very committed, so he's looking for something serious, but that might not be for you. Maybe you want more of a jam thing. But that's what's nice about BandMix is you'll see more of these details here and be able to find somebody that's maybe more on your level or you're compatible with. Okay, so let's say we search by, we go all musicians here. I'm going to type in Tempe, Arizona, which is where I'm located. And just kind of take a look at some more pics here, see if anything kind of jumps out. Patrick L. Drums, let's check it out here. Very committed. No audio. Let's see. Looking for new projects, grew up playing punk, indie, and alternative rock, also into hip hop, funk, and just about everything else. Available to gig 2-3 nights a week. So this guy is a little bit more serious. Some of his influences down below. So that may work for you, or if we go back here, let's see if we kind of find more of a jam situation, just as more of a casual kind of jump start. This might be one here. Davis A. Caspers. Very committed still, 6 or 7 nights a week. Not sure about that one. Let's see here. A lot of very committed here. So, I mean, I think you're going to find more of a professional situation in BandMix, which is cool. I think you'll learn a lot by checking it out. You got some videos here that this guy has uploaded. So if you are on that level, if you are trying to get serious, this is probably a good place to check out. I would say that BandMix does have a fee, a monthly fee, because I think it's just more organized and it just has more of a better system in place and more geared towards professionals. But there's definitely casual bands that are here, people just looking to jam, and it could be a great place for you to check out some people to meet up and play as well. Okay, so those are a couple places that you can check out, Craigslist and BandMix. Now, the third place that I wanted to show you guys is actually pretty revolutionary. It's something I've been using for a while, and it's this. It's actually a way to jam with people online. It's this app called Sonobus, which is completely free, and I've been using it and apps like this basically since the pandemic because. Once we went into kind of lockdown, wasn't able to really get together with my students or anybody for that matter and play. But this software has actually made it possible to play music in real time with people over the internet. And so this is a great free software. So let me pull up the app here so you can see how Sonobus works here. You will need some equipment to get configured. So you will need something like an audio interface and a hardwired Ethernet connection for Sonobus to work appropriately. And there's some settings to kind of configure in here, but it's relatively easy to set up. If you hit connect, you have a couple options here. You can either create your own group with your own group name and password, and you can invite people to join in, people that you know, or there are public groups here. So if I click on public groups, you can either create a group, or here's a group right here. Oop, I didn't want to actually join the group there. But if you click on it, you'll join the group, and there'll be other people in the session that you can literally just meet up with and play, basically from the comfort of your home. And people are on this pretty much all over the world. I've done jams definitely with people in my local area. Some of my students who were with me in California were able to participate, and we were able to play together in real time. And recently, probably about a month or two ago, I was in a public group where I was jamming with a guy in France and people in Germany. So it was a little bit interesting doing that because when you do outside of the country or you're that far away, there is a little bit of a latency, but I've kind of figured out how to get used to it. But when you're playing with people more locally, the latency is actually very minimal. It actually does feel like you're in the same room as other people playing, and you can do this from the comfort of your home. So these are some of the sessions that I've joined in the past. You could create your own group and have other people join in, and I think everybody's just here just to play music and have a good time, and it's pretty casual to do this. And so I got to really say that Sonobus, props to these guys who developed this. It's been a lifesaver in the time of the pandemic and allowing musicians still to play together, and it's been a great way for me and my students to continue playing together because I do offer basically like coached band formats within my program, and that's a big reason why I think the adult students that I work with really enjoy the program is because I teach them how to play with one another, and it really gives them a lot of motivation and incentive and excites them to play the guitar and come to the sessions. And so I've been running all these sessions on Sonobus, and we've been able to play together in the band format, and it's been a lot of fun. So, it's something I recommend trying out. So guys, like I said before in the beginning of this video, playing with other musicians is one of the most essential things that you can do in your development musically and for your fulfillment as a musician. And so I highly recommend connecting with some people, whether you're checking some people out on Craigslist, BandMix, check out Sonobus. You can do it for free. You can join some groups, get to know some people, just try some things out. And also I offer some structured formats that can kind of simplify this whole process for you as well. And if you'd like to learn more about that, just click one of the links below in the description and you'll find some information about that. All right, guys, so I really hope that you got value from this video. Again, my name is Matt Friedland. I'm the founder of the 360 Music System. And I highly encourage you just to try and break out of the box, try and connect with other musicians. I guarantee it'll change your life. Musically, you'll be much more excited about playing your guitar. And I appreciate you guys watching. Please like the video, share the video, share with a friend, leave comments, let me know what you thought about the video. And I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot. Bye.